Morning, little baby chickens.
What are you guys doing today, huh? You're growing up so gosh darn quick. It's amazing.
These chicks are a little over a week old now, and yeah, it's so fun to watch these guys grow up. You can see they've got a lot of energy and spunk, and they're starting to develop feathers. In fact, if you're gonna look closely, right, you can see wing feathers are starting to form, growing bigger. I think this guy might be a rooster. You know, when I put these guys in this brooder about a week ago, they were like these docile balls of fluff. Now, they're feeling like chickens. They got some energy and they got some spunk. Here you go.
Looks like they got plenty of food and plenty of grit, but they need some more water. Here you go, guys.
You know, it makes me so happy to see them growing up so healthy. Hey, Mr. Toby Dog. How's it going, buddy boy? Hello, chickens. How are things going in here for Carmen? Still sitting on your nest? She's about 10 days into her hatch. She's still got plenty of food and water if she needs it. But I'm gonna continue to keep this room locked just so nobody bothers her. Good morning, weird chickens. How are you doing? And how are my teenage goslings this morning? You're looking so big! Out you go. Everybody out. Everybody out for the day. I gotta move your house to fresh ground. They're probably just a couple of days away from being free-range geese like the rest of my geese. You can see they're a nice little crew. You might notice that I'm only down to 5. I actually sold one of them. The white one in the back was the one that got beat up by the mom. Which, speaking of which, see that pilgrim goose right there? That was one of the moms that was in the house that day. You can also see we have 3 buff geese that hatch there as part of our later hatch. Release the Kraken! How are you all doing this morning, ducks? Huh? Release the mini Kraken! How are you doing today, guys? I look like I'm short a duck. What's going on here? A little duckling! Oh no. That's no good. Oh, she's dead. I don't know where to start on this one. So I just was checking on the runner ducklings this morning, and I had another runner duckling, one of our fawn runner ducklings, die. It was fine last night when I locked it up. Everybody seemed pretty healthy and normal. Like, I didn't notice anything weird with them. It wasn't like a predator or anything, so you can put those conspiracy theories aside. As I'm looking at the rest of the flock right now, everybody else looks fine and healthy. They had heat. It was like about 50 degrees last night. And for the most part now, those ducks are pretty well feathered out. So that, I don't think it was a temperature thing. About a week and a half ago, I switched over to the same duck feed that I feed all my other ducks here on the farm, which is what I always do when I have ducklings and I'm transitioning them to adulthood. So I don't think it was a feed issue or nutrition issue, or like they weren't getting enough niacin. I'm worried that the runner duckling got sick somehow, but I just don't know what to make of this because I keep losing runner ducklings. Like this batch of runner ducklings I have here, they showed up on the farm. I had 14 of them. One of them died within like the first hour and a half of arrival, and so I don't chalk that up to failure on my part. And I actually ended up losing 3 more within the first 24 to 36 hours, and so, you know, again, I don't necessarily feel like I did anything wrong there. But I had one chocolate runner, which I made a whole TikTok about this. I'm not even sure if I covered it in the YouTube channel. I lost a chocolate runner a couple weeks ago, and now I just lost this fawn runner today. I gotta admit, I'm starting to wonder what the heck am I doing wrong, because this feels like it's a failure on my part. Whether they're getting sick somehow or there's something else I'm doing wrong, I don't know what it is, but I have never ever had mortality for ducks be this high, where I'm banging on the door of 50%. I mean, like, yeah, I just don't know what to make of it. I just don't know what I'm doing wrong there, Toby Dog. Well, at least you're always here to pick up my spirits. Let me get you your breakfast. There you go, buddy boy. Pablo. You're not allowed to eat Toby food, man. You know, my plan for today's video was to actually let these guys loose and introduce them to the rest of the duck flock. But given the risk of illness, I don't want to get the rest of my flock sick. Like, I don't know exactly what could be going on. I mean, as I watch them, I think I noticed like one duckling that looks a little bit weak. So if you look, right, can you see the one fawn on the far left, the white one on the far left? She looks a little weaker compared to everybody else, but nothing like alarming. I'm gonna have to watch them very closely, but I'm definitely very disappointed in myself. For those of you curious about our other ducklings, though, they're doing pretty darn good. They're growing up to be pretty big and pretty healthy, and actually over the last couple of days, I have let them loose and wander the farm with the mama ducks, because I need to integrate them into the flock as well. And for those who are curious, I did end up boarding off this thing so that they wouldn't sneak out underneath it. Oh no, Toby, you scared him away. Whoa. Hey, easy. They went outside much easier yesterday. Oh no, the little duckling got stuck under the log. There you go. So this is why I'm not worried about leaving them out. The mom ducks are very, very protective of them, and they've been doing a good job. And I'm also not afraid of this guy trying to snag one. Those ducklings are now big enough that Pablo isn't going to want to mess with them either. Yeah, it is pretty adorable to watch them out there in the world doing their thing. So one quick postscript for you guys. I just did an autopsy on the duckling that had passed away. The main thing I was actually looking for was signs of coccidosis. Coccidosis is an infection that can often be fatal, particularly in younger ducks. Usually comes from somewhat unsanitary conditions, which I actually have been so careful with their bedding and keeping things clean, and it's actually one of the beauties of this brooder setup that I didn't think it was the case. Also, you're usually looking at their poops, looking for like bloody discharge, and I didn't see anything like that. But I opened up that duckling and looked at her intestinal wall and didn't see any of the lesions or other things that you're supposed to look for when you're thinking about potential coccidosis. So based on my amateur opinion, I don't think that's it. I'm gonna keep close watch on these guys, and I really hope things are gonna be okay, and I just hope that was just a random death that just happened for I don't even know what reason. But I will admit to you guys, I am very scared. You know, I had an issue like this that happened where I had a whole bunch of sick ducks in my first batch of ducklings back in 2018. I'll leave a playlist if you guys want to catch up on that story. But I hope things are going to be okay.